Hi everyone, I'm Tovah and I'm the fitness coordinator at Four Wing Cold Lake, Alberta. Welcome to today's chair yoga class. It's episode number 3, and today's class is all seated. So pull up a chair and let's get started. In response to COVID-19, PSP is offering virtual fitness to Canadian Armed Forces members. By using social media platforms, the virtual fitness classes tailored to Canadian Armed Forces personnel become accessible to all. Participants who are not Canadian Armed Forces members recognize and acknowledge that their age, health status, and physical fitness level are unknown, and it is entirely up to each individual to assess their ability to participate in this class. Since it is preferable to consult your physician before beginning any exercise program, we invite all participants who are not Canadian Armed Forces members to consult the Get Active questionnaire of the Canadian Society of Exercise Physiology and its reference document. If you experience any pain or difficulty during the exercises presented in this video, it is recommended that you stop and consult a healthcare provider. If any CAF members sustain an injury during this video, please remember to fill out a CF98. Starting today's class comfortably seated, so settle into your chair, making sure that your feet are on the floor, and if it's hard for your feet to reach the floor, you could always tuck a yoga block or two underneath them, or a rolled up yoga mat. Just taking some nice deep breaths. As we begin to move through cat and cow, mobilizing and opening up through the spine. So as you inhale, aim to press your tummy forward, tip your tail back, and open through the throat. Lift your chin, tilt your head back. And as you exhale, coming into cat, rounding your back, scooping your tail under, dropping your chin down. Inhale, opening, and exhale, closing. Inhale, extending as you lift the chin, and exhale as you flex your spine, round your back. Inhale, opening, and exhale, rounding and closing. And then just coming back to a nice neutral seat as we start to move into a little deeper of a chest opener. So you may want to shift a little farther forward in your chair, depending on what kind of chair you're using. And you're gonna reach back for the edges of the chair, wherever you can comfortably reach for, as you start to open through the chest and shoulders a little bit more. Lift your chin, arch your back gently, keep your bum rooted on your seat with a nice gentle bend in your lower back. Breathing here, maybe taking your eyes up to the roof. Good, release, and just give yourself a nice big hug here, reaching your arms from side to side. Perfect. As you sit in your chair, we're going to come into a side stretch here. So lifting your right arm up, and you can take your left hand and reach it underneath your chair, gently pulling yourself, reach up more than over, but finding a bit of a side bend here. Breathe. And then as you come back up to straight, taking your hand gently on your head and gently tilting your neck to the side, so like you're dropping your right ear towards your right shoulder, finding a nice stretch through the left side of your neck. Good, and release. And we're gonna come into that side stretch on the opposite side, so stretching up, and then gently over, try to drop the left shoulder, or the right shoulder rather, as much as you can. And then as you come back up, start to come into that gentle neck stretch on the opposite side. And you could also do this without touching your head at all. Just let your ear drop towards the shoulder. Breathe. Good, and come back to the start. I'm just going to turn my chair here so you can see me a little bit easier as we move through a sun salutation here. So let's take a nice big deep breath. Reach up, find a little back bend as you stretch over your chair. And then exhale, let yourself fall into your lap. Relax your head and neck as you fold forward, releasing all the tension here. Inhale, come back up and pick up your right leg, looking up towards the roof with your eyes. And then exhale as you drop your head towards your knee. Place the foot back on the floor as you continue to breathe. Inhale, pick up the opposite leg, look up. And exhale, drop the head. Inhale, place your feet to the floor. And exhale as you sit comfortably. Take a nice big deep breath. Inhale, reach up, back bend. And exhale, let yourself fold forward, bow your head. Release your head and neck. Inhale as you come up, lift the left leg here, looking up towards the roof first. And then exhale as you look down towards your knee or your thigh. Release the leg, breathe. Inhale, pick up the right leg, look up towards the roof. Exhale as you start to round and look downward. Inhale, release. Exhale, sit comfortably in your chair. And then let's take a nice big stretch out. Stretch your legs out and your arms out to the front. Perfect. And release. Bring your feet back towards the floor. We're going to move through those cat and cows again. As you inhale, lift your head, lift your tail. Exhale, round your back, drop your chin. Inhale, opening. Exhale, closing. And one more time, inhale. And exhale as you round your back like a cat. Coming back to neutral spine, maybe shifting just a smidge farther forward on your chair as we take one more nice big chest and shoulder opener. And this is fantastic stretch if you are somebody who works at a desk or spends a lot of time working with your arms forward. So maybe you're a cook, maybe you do a lot of driving. Perfect. Release and give yourself that nice big hug. Perfect. We're going to move through a nice gentle twist here. So sitting up nice and tall, you're going to start to turn to look over your right shoulder. And you can take your right hand and reach it underneath the bottom of your chair, or you might feel comfortable to reach it around somewhere to the side or the back of your chair. So find where it's comfortable for you. As you bring your left hand over towards your right thigh and you negotiate that twist just very gently, aim to turn through the sternum and the middle of the back. So turn from the middle and then finish and take your neck as far around in the twist as it will go. Good. Release and come to the center. Let yourself take a nice big inhale here, finding a little back bend. And exhale, let yourself fold forward, relax. Let your arms dangle here. And then inhale, come back up to nice tall seated as we take that twist on the opposite side. So it's your left hand that's gonna reach underneath your chair for a little bit of grip or a little bit of traction to help you turn a little bit more, or reach it around the back of your chair. As your right hand starts to walk over towards your left thigh, draw your belly button in as you start to turn through the middle, bringing your neck around, eyes around. Breathe nice and deep, making sure that you're not twisting too far. You don't feel pain in the twist here. Perfect. Release. Let's take a nice big inhale. Find that back bend one more time. And exhale as you fold forward. Relax. Bow your head. Good. And inhale. Come back up to tall seated. And we're gonna come into seated pigeon pose. So you're gonna cross your right leg over your left so that your ankle is over your knee. Okay, and wherever this is comfortable for you, again, you might need to shift forward a little bit in your chair so your feet can comfortably reach the floor. And as we sit here, you can provide a little bit of gentle downward pressure onto the right knee. So just opening that hip a little bit more. Of course, if that feels like it's too much pressure for you, you can just let gravity do it on its own without adding any additional pressure or stretch. If this is enough for you, you stay right here as we work on opening. Going maybe a little bit deeper, start to fold forward any amount until you feel that you've got a deep enough stretch, and you can definitely hang on to the chair leg for balance or to pull yourself gently down a little bit more. But again, you don't want to get yourself into a situation that's painful. You just want to come to that sweet spot where the stretch is feeling just nice and juicy for you. And this is another great stretch that you can do if you spend a lot of time seated, and that pretty much encompasses everybody, whether it's work, whether it's pleasure. And we can do this, just pull away from our table, our desk, wherever we might be. Spend a little bit of time in seated pigeon. Good, come on up, and then we're gonna switch sides. So this is a real easy stretch break that you can do anytime throughout the day, and maybe you aim to do it a couple of times a day just to keep everything moving a little bit better from all that time seated. So again, we sit here, we can add a little bit of downward pressure if our body's asking for that. And then if it's asking for more, let yourself start to fold forward, but don't feel pressured to go deeper here. Just find the right amount of stretch for you, wherever that might be. So you might be resting in a higher position. You might have your chest folded all the way over your thigh. Both of those positions are fantastic as long as you're getting the right amount of stretch for you without feeling pain. Taking just a couple of more deep breaths here. Perfect, and let's come on back up to seated, uncrossing the leg, and just moving back into our chair, taking our legs a little bit wider as we come into one last forward fold. Let yourself really melt and relax here. Let the arms hang, or maybe take them behind your calves or around to the chair legs and draw yourself in a little bit deeper. Give your head a little shake, like yes and like no. Just drawing out any last bit of tension. And then coming all the way back up to seated. And we'll finish today's practice with our hands at our heart. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please do leave me a comment, hit the like button, and definitely click the bell to get notifications. And if you haven't already subscribed, definitely please do. I'd love to see you again in chair yoga or any other of my yoga classes on this channel. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Namaste.